Welcome back, everybody. I am Headwound, and this is In-Game with SimCity 2013. This is episode number 12, and this is our town Two Directions. Now, if you haven't watched any of our videos, this is a town that's based on the idea that can you build a city that has one road that only has basically one intersection because I wanted to connect the two pieces together. So as you can see, it literally winds and winds and winds just one road consistently all the way around. So it only has one true intersection with a light. There are some differences in the road that you'll see here and there, like this, right here, occasionally here and there. For some of the bridges, some of the different roads. And the reason behind that is because any type of break in the type of road like this allows people to actually turn around. So rather than people having to go through the entire length of the city, which would take forever, they can go to the nearest portion where the road breaks up into two separate road types, and they can turn out around there. Now, what we've been trying to do lately is we've been trying to improve our economy and build towards the fulfilling the great works and getting the pieces necessary for that. So if we take a look at our Arcology construction, I've already satisfied the alloy, and about a fifth through the way through the metals, and we just started working on the idea of doing TVs. That required a number of steps. We originally had an oil plant in the middle, which was our general income starter, and it began our city on the goal of working this out. So we accomplished a pretty good stable area from our original oil, and then built up into, there's recycling centers. I got 2 of them. I have let's see, I think I have, I have 1, 2, let's see, where is it? Did I get rid of it? No, there it is. Okay, so I've got 2 and a third. These are just general trade depots, and then we have a trade port here. We've also got a trade headquarters and a electronic headquarters. Now, in order to get to be able to build TVs, you have to be able to do processors. In order to do processors, you need plastic and alloy, hence the reason for the recycling centers. So we started recycling centers, then started the processor factory. In order to get the upgrade to be able to do TVs, which is the consumer electronics factory, you need to be able to satisfy and produce a profit of 1.5 million in processor sales during a 24-hour period. So what I had to do was take these depots, fill them only with processors, completely turn off the external delivery. So instead of it being export, I had it used locally. And what I would do is I would leave one trade depot on, let it fill up, then turn it off, then turn on the next one, and so forth and so on until we had all 3 met. I wasn't able to do it the first time, and what I had to do was turn on the exporting for those trade depots, have them send out all the processors. Now we were able to gain $1 million simoleons just from the number of processors that we had, and the fact that the processor factory was still producing processors. Once we hit 1 million, shut off the trade depots, let them fill up. We were able to do that successfully, and then we turned all of the trade out into the world. And by doing that, we were able to not only satisfy our 1.5 million for our electronics headquarters for its upgrade, but we also accomplished a $2 million goal for the training headquarter upgrade, so we were able to upgrade that one too. So now we've got our consumer electronics factory, which is producing TVs. And again, if we go back over here to our Arcology, we need 60,000 crates of TVs. And the consumer electronics division produces 1,000 crates of TVs, and we're producing about 1,500 crates per day. What I want to do at this point is stockpile these and send them out. And I believe I have these, yes, used locally. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how the economy goes. We have 980,000 simoleons. I'm going to go ahead and start this up again. I had it paused, so now we're on cheetah speed. And what we're going to do is just see how much we can actually, how many crates of TVs we can fill in here before we get too low on our simoleons in our reserve for us to send over to the Arcology. This will give us a little bit of an idea of potentially how long it will take to get, you know, that. So now what I'm going to do is we've already delivered one batch from, basically what happens is it goes from here, it goes over to here to the trade depot, and then it gets sent out to the Arcology. So we've got 1,500 so far, and we're just going to keep on working on it. Now, sorry about the background. We had to switch rooms. Normally I'm either in a different room where I don't use the camera, or I'm in my office, which is being redesigned so that I can have a green screen, which will be really cool, because then I can actually, you know, all the stuff that is around my head and over here will go away, and we'll have a nice clean, you know, it will just be me and just me. So I thought that would be cool. Alright, so let's see what we've got going on here. It's telling us that we are out of plastics and alloys, and we're trying to get as much as we can from the recycling centers. There's only so much that we can gather. I guess I could actually, I have a number of, now okay, before I continue, we're expending $7,000 every hour more than what we're bringing in from the general income of, you know, the general resources within the city. But that does not include the sales of different exporting items. But right now I have everything set so it uses locally. What I'm thinking about doing is, right now we've got these trucks now. Let's see, where are they? See, like this one, recycling collection trucks. I have two trucks there. Okay, that's 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 10 trucks that are completely turned off. So, and it's $100 an hour, so $1,000 a day. It's not too bad. What I'm thinking about doing is sending these out, reactivating actually, you know what? I think I'm going to, I have to see how close the recycling center. This one's pretty far. It's on the wrong side of the road for it to come into the city. But for this one, they come out, they can make a U-turn right here, they can go straight out into the front. If they want to come in, they come this way and down, they make a U-turn right here, and they're in the building. So I'm going to activate 4 trucks, or 2 of these sets, and we'll do this one and this one. Now what we're going to do is go out to the region view, and I'm going to select two of the cities. I'm going to select this one and select trash, and I'm going to send two recycling trucks to there, and I'm going to send two over here. And this way they're going to pick up extra recycling from those other cities. Now, most of you probably noticed that when I click on this, I'm not actually picking up all the recycling and or garbage for every day. And this is one of the glitches or one of the issues that I noticed with a city that has only one road like this. There is a point where the length of road exceeds a certain amount of miles where it can't satisfy everybody's needs. And what we see is, like for sewage, for example, this is the farthest point from the recycling, from the sewage treatment over here. And as you can see, I get alerts saying, hey, you know what, the sewage is a bad problem, you know, we don't have enough services. And for some reason, it might be, you know, the suction or whatever of this plant, but it's not sucking, it's not giving enough suction in order to get all of the sewage out, even from the farthest point, which is stupid. I've tried putting a sewage plant like right next to it, but what will happen is that it's this back and forth battle. So you'll see sewage trying to go this way, and then it will go this way, or it will try to go just to that one plant, and it gets so full so quickly that it spills out and it just ruins everything. And you notice the same thing will happen for the water every once in a while, although the water hasn't been too bad. Every once in a while, you know, a building won't get as much water as it needs. And the same thing for electricity. These little bubbles here indicate how much electricity that it needs, and you know, it's by filling in the bubble, it satisfies the needs of that location, and therefore, you know, they have all the power we need. But for some reason, some of the buildings that were at the end or the exact opposite of that track weren't getting enough power. And I suspect that as it was going down the line, there's a certain number of megawatts that it calculates. Okay, so let's say our city can handle 500 megawatts, and it starts going down, and it starts subtracting all the way down until it gets to that last point, and then it says, well, I've already used up all the power from this route, and then it hopes that it can do it from this route. But what will happen is if both routes are oversaturated due to maybe the start of the workday, everybody turns on, or the end of the workday, everybody turns on all their lights. The lights are taking up more power, so that we get a greater power usage. Therefore, the available power goes down, and some buildings don't get enough power and they shut down, and which really sucks. So, anyways, so let's see how things are working. Let's see. So we don't have any. We've got a nice resource of processors. So, and we've got, looks like we've got some good amount of alloy being collected. Recycling centers are processing pretty good. Let's take a look at their Arcology and see how many TVs we've sent. So we've sent 2,500 TVs, or 1,000 more than we did the last time. And I believe the last time we looked at our city resources, we were at 900,000, and now we're down to basically 800,000 with 2,500. So let's say 100,000 simoleons for, oh wait a minute, no, it just hit 3,500. So let's say let's go back to the city. Let's say just over 100,000 for 2,000 TVs. Okay, so let's do a little calculation here. Okay, so for 2,000 crates, we would have to have 3 million. Is that right? Because 2,000 is 100,000 in income. Or let's say it was 120,000 for every 2,000. So let me bring up a calculator real quick. Let's see. So we've got 60,000 minus 3,500. So that's, let's see, 56,500. Sorry, I got to use a calculator. I'm not that smart. And we've got 790,000. Okay, so 790,000 divided by 120,000. That's 6.58 times 1,000. So that's 6,500. No, I said times 2. Times 2. 13,000. So, yeah, it looks like we'll need somewhere around 3 million in income in order for us to safely meet that as far as my calculation. And you know, they tell you never do calculation on video because you always be wrong. Well, I don't know. Alright, so let's take what I would like to do. Okay, let's see. So we are at 761, and we're actually doing really good. We're actually doing more than we had expected. So 3 million might actually do it just fine. Question is, can we reach a 7 million income level with selling our processors the way that they are? And I don't know that answer. I'm going to take care of some quick control of buildings here. Cause a fire. Looks like that was too much crime. They totally destroyed the building. Too much crime. And building fire. Okay, well, whatever. Come on, I just destroyed you. Thank you. Oh, and for those people who have been wondering about the new 4.0 upgrade and the coming amusement park, we just got notification, I think it was last night, that the DLC was available for purchase. It's $9.99. I haven't made the purchase yet because I want to kind of see how this goes, and then we're going to move forward with creating an amusement park type of city. Now, we might just do both of them at the same time, but we will know later on in the week when I get the amusement park downloadable content, and we'll go from there. Okay, now let's take a look at this. Yep, still our processor inventory is awesome. Our alloys are strong. Strong here. Recycling centers are working great. I mean, our resources, so far our resources have not let down. And we're producing 2,500 crates of TVs in a day. And I haven't seen it indicate that it is out of storage. And that's because this guy's got a lot. What's happening is that this guy's can, even with one truck, it takes one truck, it delivers it over to the trade depot, and then the trade depot delivers it out to the Arcology. So we're doing pretty good. Okay, so I've just passed over, is this 200 and something thousand, I think? 200 something thousand, and we're at 6,500, and we started at 2,500, I believe. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'd have to look at the video to see what it was originally. So Yeah, we're not doing that bad. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to turn off the Arcology. Stop sending resources. Oh, so I was sending metals. Oh, but you know what? I probably have it set so I'm exporting my metals instead of sending them to the Arcology, which is probably, yep, that's exactly what it's doing. So I need to use that locally so I can send that out. That's probably what's been sustaining us a little bit, is the ability for metals to be sold. And yep, I see it right there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is turn off these. Ooh, 7,000. Gosh, that really is kind of going quicker than I would expected. The metals has been a difficult one. Ooh, what's that? Whoa. I don't know what I failed, but it told me I failed something. I don't. I'm not gonna do this one, and cargo dock. I'm not gonna do that one. I'm not gonna put down a large fire station, so bye bye. All right, so we have turned off the Arcology. We are going to set this to exports TVs because I really want to see how much we are going to make. Metals I'm going to export. I want to sell those. Alloys. So basically we're keeping the alloys. We are keeping our processors. This is going good. And okay, so we're only making 10,000 adjusted revenue in a month from what we were doing with the metal sales. What I want to do, and this tells you right here, we're losing 167,000 every month in the trade industry because we are using those resources locally to send out to the Arcology or Great Works. And what we just need to do, and you know what, one of these times, if in fact if somebody knows, please comment and tell me what the embezzlement means, because every single time I think about looking it up, I'm actually playing and recording, and I don't want to go out of the video and then do it. So comment the video, let me know what the heck embezzlement is and how can I stop it, because damn it, that's a lot of money. Not really, but anyways. So, and you probably noticed that I'm getting crude oil transactions in negative. That's because of my oil power plant. So this is how I supply the power for my city, is by importing oils so I can generate power so, you know, my, my citizens can live. And let's see. Okay, so we sold some metal, 21,000. That's really just nothing. That's just pennies in the pot. And let's see how our population's doing. Now this is we're keeping above 100,000, but we'll pop between 125,000 and 100,000 in range. Others, I went down to 95 at some point. Um, and it's because we have a lot of unemployed and not enough um, medium wealth type of businesses. So it probably would benefit me to go through. Why are these not? Am I using them locally? Am I not exporting them? Well, I guess they're just filling up. Produce, let's see, 2,500 TVs a day. And we only have 1,000 crates of TVs in our storage. It says that it's delivered 2,000. I'm wondering if it actually delivered it. Yeah, it looks like it delivered it over there before we had a chance to stop it, which is fine. Okay, so what did we run out of? We ran out of what? We didn't run out of anything. What the hell is it talking about? It says it's plastics, but we have enough plastics. And is it saying that we don't have enough storage? Because we do have storage, but oh, okay, I see. What I'm going to have to do is set this, reopen this, and set it, yeah, set it to export. So we're going to have some processors that are going to go over there, some that are going to come over here. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. And TVs, we're producing TVs well. And what does it look like our income? Okay, so we had our first round of TVs that went out and made us 127,000. And it's brought us nearly to a reasonable point in our profits. If the TVs are not going to make us enough profit, what I'll have to do is discontinue making the TVs, continue making processors, sell the processors, because then I can sell aluminum. Well, I can sell the processors, and I could probably make, well, another 1.5 million, and then resave up and do it again, or just sell them continually until I get my 3 million simoleons, which I know that I'll need in order to satisfy the TV for the Arcology, and then we can go from there. So, waiting for my next set of processors. And let's see, because this might just not work out at all. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know about this. Yeah, okay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, and this is going to save me a ton. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this. This is going to save me 1,200 per hour. I'm going to, well, how much? Come on. There we go. I'm going to turn off this. I don't need that to run. And I'm going to set it to export and sell all my processors. So it's going to send that out pretty quickly. This is still producing, which is fine. And we're going to wait to see this recover. Okay, 120, 107. Okay, so we did end up hitting a profit level, but it wasn't enough to really sustain us and build up on that amount that we need to do. And see, here we go. Look at this. We sold probably one crate of processors. There's another set, and we're already just, you know, building up our income fairly quickly. We've got another, what is it, 1,450 processors that are going to potentially go out from there, and whatever on that one. I'm not worried about that. We got those two turned off. We've got the processor plant turned off, but all the resources still there, which is totally fine. And this guy, we are still selling metals. You know what? We're going to use locally, and we're going to turn back the Arcology, because I know that the metals is going to be the most difficult thing. Oh, I never turned it off. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're still going to use those locally. What do we got going on? Our storage full, which is a bunch of bull. Storage is not full. Storage is fine. It might be some glitch in the region that it's not able to, catch things like we need it to. And okay, that's fine. So yeah, we're making some money. What I will let this do is I'm going to let this run in the background. We're going to gain our $3 million, 3 million simoleons in order, and I'll probably let it even go beyond that, maybe up to 4 or 5, just to give us that extra, that extra boost, so that we can make sure that we are able to live long enough. Alright guys, well, again, I am Headwound. This has been In-Game with SimCity 2013. This is our two-direction city. We're working on our ecology. This is episode number 12, and we'll see you next time.